In this lesson, we are going to learn how to graph linear equations, and we are going to use this exam question here as an example. And it says, complete the table of values for the equation below for values of x from -3 to +3 and draw the graph. Then you are given the table with the values for x, which range from -3 to +3. So from this table, of course, you can note that we already have the values for x, which are -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So to get the values for y, we need to take each value of x from these ones, then we replace them here, and every time we replace any value of x here, we are going then to solve this side of the equation. We get the value for y. So let me put the table on the right side so that we can find those values for y. And we can start with -3. When x is -3, then it means y would be equal to 2 in brackets -3, because that's where x is, then plus 1, this one here in our equation. So now it becomes 2 multiplied by -3 is -6, then plus this 1, so it becomes -5. So when x is -3, y is -5. So we can repeat the same with -2. And what we do is, when x is -2, then y will be 2 into -2, because that is the value for x now, then plus 1, this one from the equation. So now it becomes 2 multiplied by -2, which is now -4, plus 1, which is equals to -3. So when x is -2, y will be -3. And then we go next to -1. When x is -1, how about y? Y will be 2 into -1, because the current value for x now will be -1, then plus 1, this one here, which of course when I expand would be 2 multiplied by -1, which is -2, then plus 1, which now becomes -1. So when x is -1, y is also -1. So we have the value for y. Then we can go next and check when x is 0. And when x is 0, y will be equal to 2 into 0, this x here, plus 1. Now will be equal to 2 multiplied by 0 is 0, then plus this one here. So it's equals to 1. So when x is 0, y will be 1. How about when x is 1? When x is 1, y will be equal to 2 into 1 plus 1. And then 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, then plus 1, it will be equal to 2 plus 1 is 3. So when x is 1, y will be equal to 3. And from there, we go to, how about when x is 2? When x is 2, y will be equal to 2 into 2, because that's the value for x, then plus 1. So it will be 2 multiplied by 2, which is 4, this 4, then plus 1, this 1. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So when x is 2, y is 5. And then finally, when x is 3, y will be equal to 2 into 3 plus 1, which will be 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, then plus 1, this one here. 6 plus 1 is 7. And now you have completed the table. You have the full table with all the values for x and all the values for y. So the next step is just to plot these points in the graph. So this is our graph here. Of course, you can see it has the y-axis and the x-axis with scale. So what we are going to do is we are going to pick the values from the table. This is our table, the one we calculated. And we are going to check the values for x. So if x is -3 and then y is -5, we are going to read those values in this graph, then we plot them, and we repeat the same to all other values in the table. So to do so, I can start with the first one here. When x is -3, so in the x-axis, I look where -3 is, and it is here, somewhere here. Then, when x is -3, y is -5. So -3, then on the y-axis is -5. So I ask myself, well, I know x is -3 and y is -5. So where do they meet in the graph? I just go downwards from -3, which is the x-axis value, all the way to where we have the value for y, which is -5. So they meet there. And that's our first point, -3, -5. -3 for x, -5 for y. Then we go to the next one, which is -2 for x, then -3 for y. We repeat the same process. So in the x-axis, we have -2. Then in the y, we will have -3, which is somewhere here. That's our second point. Then we go to the third point, where x is -1, then y is also -1. So both are -1. So x is -1, then y is also -1. They meet there. And then we go to the next one, which is 0, 1. So x is 0 here, and then y is +1, which is somewhere there. And that's our next point. Then we go to the next one, which is 1, 3. X is 1, then y is 3. We go up and look where 3 is, somewhere there. And that's where they meet. And then from there, we go to the next one where x is 2 and y is 5. So 2 on x and y is 5. So somewhere there. And then the last one is x is 7. And then, x is 3 and y is 7. So we go x is 3 all the way to where we have 7 on y. It is somewhere here. So they meet here, somewhere there. So now we have plotted all the points. And from there, we only need to fit the line because we already have the points. And to fit the line is just simple. You just draw the line fitting all those points there, and you have your linear equation plotted on the graph, which has the equation as y is equals to 2x plus 1, our original equation here. So that's how we plot linear equations in a graph. If you have any question or there is a place you did not understand, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll try my level best to answer. And let us meet in the next lesson where I'm going to explore a different concept in mathematics.